Women who got issues with men.
They started this shit.
Ayesha Curry type.
We
just keeping it real. Did y'all see that shit?
I don't know.
Recent Drake concert?
No.
Weird, but like male attention. And so then like I begin to internalize it and I'm like, is something wrong with me?
You're not looking.
What?
You're not even looking. But I'm gonna tell you something else too.
So I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it.
So you guys, Steph Curry is absolutely furious right now. And honestly, who can blame him? Because comedian Corey Holcomb just went on his podcast and completely went off on Ayesha Curry like never before. He didn't hold back at all. And to make things worse, there's now alleged footage making its way online showing Ayesha getting way too comfortable with one of Steph's own teammates after that recent Drake concert. Yeah, it's bad. Corey basically said out loud what people have quietly been whispering for years. And according to him, Ayesha got upset during that concert because Drake didn't give her any attention, as if she couldn't handle being in the background while her husband got all the spotlight. Apparently, this wasn't a one-time thing. Corey claimed it's part of a pattern, that same constant need for attention and outside validation, the same energy she's been giving for years, even with all the fame, money, and love that surround her life. If what he's saying holds any truth, this might be the one red flag Steph ignored for far too long, and now it could be blowing up right in his face. When that new alleged clip started circulating, fans quickly remembered something from years back, the moment at that Drake concert that went viral. Back then, the same comedian who's trending now had already spoken up about it. He said what most people were too afraid to say, that Ayesha didn't seem comfortable letting her husband shine, that she always needed the spotlight, even when it wasn't her turn. At the time, everyone slammed him for it, called him messy, disrespectful, and jealous of their marriage. But now that new footage is allegedly surfacing, many are starting to think maybe he saw the signs before anyone else did. He described that exact concert moment, when Ayesha supposedly looked irritated as Drake greeted Steph, but not her. And when Drake finally called her a beautiful queen, it might have already been too late.
Woman was so mad that Drake was speaking to her husband and not giving her all the credit. Look up the video.
I'm gonna have to watch
She
it.
probably thought Drake was flirting with her husband.
When Drake saw how upset she was, he said, and his beautiful queen, whatever, he tried to give her, but no, that wasn't good enough.
It was too late.
So you guys, Steph Curry is furious right now, and honestly, who could blame him? Because Corey Holcomb just went on his podcast and absolutely unloaded on Ayesha Curry like never before. He didn't hold anything back, and now there's allegedly private footage circulating online that supposedly shows Ayesha getting way too comfortable with one of Steph's own teammates after that Drake concert. Yeah, it's bad. Corey basically said out loud what people have been whispering for years. And according to him, Ayesha got upset at that concert because Drake didn't give her the attention she wanted. Like, she couldn't handle being in the background while Steph was the one in the spotlight. And if what's being said is true, that her behavior after the concert crossed a line, then maybe Corey's whole rant wasn't just trash talk. Maybe it was a warning that nobody wanted to hear. Because when you really look back, none of this came out of nowhere. The signs have been there for years. Even before this entire situation blew up, Ayesha had already made it pretty clear that she's always wanted to be seen. In one old interview, she openly admitted she never really wanted to get married or have kids. She said she saw herself as a career girl and that everything happened too fast after meeting Steph. And maybe that's where things started to shift.
Weird, but like male attention. And so then like I begin to internalize it and I'm like, is something wrong with me?
You're not looking.
What?
You're not
Like,
looking. You're not even looking. But I'm gonna tell you something else too. When your radar's turned off, because I dealt with that for years too, like, and I was young, like you.
Yeah,
like,
that's
oh my
not
God,
fair.
I mean.
Because I don't want it, but
Yeah.
it'd be nice to know that like someone's looking.
But
That
when your
can get
radar's
dangerous.
turned off, right.
Because from that moment on, it's like she's been trying to prove she's more than just Steph Curry's wife. Then came that unforgettable Red Table Talk interview, the one where Ayesha admitted she missed male attention. She literally said, "It sounds weird, but I like male attention." Even her mother-in-law, Sonia Curry, warned her right there on camera that thinking like that could lead her down a dangerous path. That one line stuck with people because it revealed something deeper, a glimpse into what might really be going on beneath the surface. And what's wild is that every few years since then, she's done something that makes that old quote look less like an overshare and more like a confession. Remember that time she appeared on The Real and a shirtless waiter came out on stage? She pretended to take off her wedding ring like it was a joke.
I always got some good family up here with me when it's, you know what's about to be a party with me?
But nobody was laughing. NBA fans were furious, saying things like, it's like she wants to act single, but still keep the married image. And honestly, they had a point. Because when your husband is one of the most respected athletes in the world, pretending to ditch your wedding ring on national TV just doesn't sit right. But it didn't stop there. There was that tweet during the NBA Finals where Ayesha accused the league of being rigged after one of Steph's losses.
This is Curry tweeted intimating that the league is fixed and they won this Game 7. That'll be part of the news. Steph is going to be on the off days, big part of this news, throwing the mouthpiece, hitting the fan.
That moment instantly went viral, and many felt she jeopardized his image right in the middle of a championship run. Imagine your husband fighting for another ring while you're online accusing the NBA of cheating. That's not loyalty. That's chaos. And that's the thing about Ayesha. Every time she steps into the spotlight, something happens that leaves Steph cleaning up the mess afterward. No matter how private he tries to stay, she always seems to make headlines, and rarely in a good way. From interviews to tweets to these new rumors, everything seems to connect. Because when someone keeps showing you who they are, at some point, you have to believe them. Now here's where things start getting a little too close for comfort, literally. Because according to Whispers Online,
if I have a career and I'm not home, like did you experience that?
I still experience that. I still experience that. I'm always in therapy talking about this. What I realized is, like, if you lose, like for me being married and like with my husband, if you lose all of those things that were interesting about you.
That same night after the Drake concert, Ayesha was allegedly spotted backstage, not with Steph, but alone with one of his teammates. And people who claim to have been there say the body language looked questionable, too relaxed, too familiar, like someone who forgot where the boundaries were. Of course, no names have been confirmed, but the way it's being described lines up eerily well with what Corey Holcomb said in his rant about a certain NBA wife getting too cozy with the wrong person. And when you think about it, it makes sense why this rumor spread so fast. The idea that she could be in a private moment with someone from Steph's own circle, that's not just messy. That's betrayal on home court. Now, to be clear, nothing's been proven. This is still speculation. But even the possibility has people side-eyeing because they've seen this pattern before. Fans have noticed how Ayesha tends to linger behind the guys during post-game celebrations, laughing a little too loud, standing a little too close when cameras are around. And when you combine that with her past statements about craving attention and validation, it's not hard to see why so many find these rumors believable. And honestly, this isn't the first time she's been called out for attention-seeking behavior. Back in March 2025, Ayesha went viral again after posting a set of bikini photos from her birthday trip. She was celebrating turning 36, posing on a yacht with friends, wearing a gray leopard print swimsuit. At first, the photos looked harmless, until fans started pulling receipts. People quickly reminded her that she once criticized women for showing too much skin online. One comment summed it up. Wasn't she the same one judging women for posting these kinds of pictures? That's when people started connecting the dots all over again. Because this wasn't about one post, it was a pattern. A pattern of craving attention and trying to reshape her image, even if it meant contradicting everything she'd said before. Now, Ayesha has been open about going to therapy for years. She's mentioned it in interviews, saying she's working on finding balance and focusing on herself. But when you look at it now,